Hi, I'm Wes with AET Systems and Lube Shuttle. Spring is here. It's time to get out that tractor or mower and get to work. So we decided to reach out and give you some little tips on spring maintenance to make sure everything goes smoothly for you when you get out there. Step number 1, walk around your machine before you start it. Make sure it's in the same condition it was when you parked it there last fall. Nothing fell on it, nothing got beneath the tires or behind the tires, there's no fluid on the ground. If there is fluid on the ground, find out where it's coming from and get it fixed. Step number 2, check the tire pressure. In winter, tire pressure drops. It doesn't always recover to where it was in spring. It's very important because proper tire pressure gives you ride control and stability. So check your owner's manual and get those tires inflated correctly. Step number 3, check your lights. Visibility is very important when you're operating, but safety is equally and more important when you're in heavily populated areas, in your yard, or traveling down the road. Make sure your hazard light works, make sure your headlights work so that you're being safe out there. Step number 4, check your fluids. Hydraulic fluid and engine oil. Those are two big ones. Check your differentials as well and your axles. Make sure all the fluids are at the right level. If your machine is parked on a slope or an incline, you're going to have to get it to a flat surface to really make sure that those fluids are spot on. But you can do a preliminary check where it's sitting and make sure that they're close to where they should be. Step number 5, grease. Visually inspect the machine and make sure it was greased in fall. If it wasn't greased in fall, you got to grease it now. And even if it was greased in fall, look at the grease. Is it oxidized? If it looks oxidized, it doesn't hurt to give some of those Zerk fittings just 1 or 2 pumps, get some fresh grease in there, and make sure that there's not going to be any issues. 6, check the fuel tank. Was it parked with a full tank of fuel or the half tank of fuel, or is it almost empty? That's important to know because an empty fuel tank is going to give you a lot of condensation if you have a lot of temperature fluctuation in winter. So if that's the case, make sure you put in a water dispersion additive to make sure that that water isn't going to cause you issues as it goes through your fuel system. You can also check for corrosion in your fuel tank. Your filter should catch any rust that might have formed, but it's very important to know what's going on inside your machine. It doesn't hurt to add a cetane or an octane booster to make sure that that fuel has good ignition readiness so that your machine runs well when you are ready to get to work. Those are just some really simple, easy, cost-effective ways to make sure your machine is going to be running all summer without any issues. You're still going to have to do that routine maintenance, but just that pre-maintenance and making sure everything looks good before you get out there is very important. Have a safe start to your spring and enjoy the summer when it gets here.